All right, guys, so I know I said the next video after the Model A would be the 55, but I'm going to sneak another Model A video in here because I did make a little bit of progress on it. The next video for sure will be on the 55 because we got a few things done on it, and I got a couple small items left to knock out before we are ready to do engine, trans, and rear end. But we're at the mercy of the machine shop, so we're just waiting on the heads. But once we get the heads, we'll be able to assemble that and then get the engine and trans back down in it, start making mounts, get all that stuff fabbed up so all the major fab work's done. But in the meantime, enjoy the footage of the Model A and getting this thing all stripped down. Still grinding away on this Model A. So I've made it all the way to the back side. So as you saw in the previous clip, I was melting out some lead from this corner here. But we got this whole side done. Like the other side, I haven't done this intersection yet due to we haven't got the glass out. So anyway, moving on to this back panel. And this was all body filler, which is fine. It's an original panel. It's you know, it's pretty beat up. But if you noticed this line here, all the way around, or actually about out to here, and then back up, that's all lead. So, oops. So basically got to get the torch back out, throw my mask back on, and start scraping all this crap out. So we'll get to it and see what it looks like after we're done. As you saw on the time lapse, there was a ton of it in there, but not a bad panel. Just beat to hell, but to be expected for 91 whatever years old. So all right, gonna make my way onto the trunk and the roof, and it's pretty monotonous watching this over and over, so I'll probably check back in the next clip and hopefully have this trunk and the entire roof all finished up. And then that way the vast majority of this car will look like both sides here. And then it'll just be like the little nitty gritty stuff that we got to get in and strip out. So yeah, I'll check back in once all that stuff's done, since this is pretty boring to sit and watch over and over. You only watch so much sanding time lapses. So I just figured these two lead spots were kind of interesting, showing off what, you know, these old repairs that were probably done, you know, 60 years ago. But anyway, I'm gonna move on. All right, just had to jump in here real quick. Being that, as I mentioned, you know, this car is going back all original. So as I'm sitting here stripping the trunk, you know, most of us guys, like my car, we're doing traditional hot rods with them, all that. And you always want a regular deck lid. You never want the rumble seat one. You always just want the regular opening one. Well, this is a rumble seat car, so whatever. So I'm over here stripping it. Lo and behold, it was originally a regular deck lid car, and someone re-drilled it and turned it into a rumble seat. And I'm sitting here like, idiots. But obviously someone wanted a rumble seat, so where that would be perfect if they would have left it alone for a hot rod. But just thought I'd throw that out there. When I saw that, I was like, oh man. But anyway, on to more stripping. Okay, finally checking back in here. This is where we're at. So all the major parts of the body are done. Visor's all finished. This whole side's finished. Whole back portion of the roof. Whole back section. And then I just got finished up with both fenders. And these things are rougher than a night in jail. These things were full of mud. I will insert some pictures of these things right here just to kind of give an idea of what was in there, because pictures still won't even do it justice, but I'll go ahead and insert those here. Okay, moving on. Just finished this one up. Both of these have a riveted in patch panel in the same spots. So they're pretty rough. Bottoms aren't rotted out, which is surprising. And then both of them. This one wasn't as rough back here, but it's got some damage up in there and out here on the side as well. So nothing we can't fix. So basically what we're gonna try to decide here, since Model A's were so common, we could find us a nice set of rear fenders that are solid and pretty much ready to go. And if that's possible, that would probably be cheaper than spending countless hours of metal work and welding and hammer forming, all that stuff. And because they'd have to do that bead and whatnot. But anyway, we'll see where we're gonna go with that. We're not 100% yet, but got some more parts in for it over here. Running boards, splash aprons. That one's already been stripped. And we gotta do the one back here. Look, these look pretty nice from what I've sat and looked at. And we got the hood, which looks like it's in pretty good shape. But the mass majority of this thing is all stripped. Like I said, once we get the glass out, I'll do those areas. And then there's little corners and things like that we'll have to get in and get that just the that sanders couldn't get to. But looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it overall. So I'm gonna do the same thing to these front fenders, which are right up here under the plastic. And then once those are done, we'll be ready to get this whole thing in self-etch primer. So that way we can get the chassis up here, build this thing, see what we have, make sure everything's gonna work together, which it should because it's original stuff. But we like to build them multiple different stages, because you can't just go build a car, get it all in paint, and then just expect it to fit. So that's why you do this stuff in the early stages, so you can cut, modify, drill, whatever you gotta do. That way you get it dialed in. Come final assembly, the thing just pretty much falls together. But I think that's gonna do it for this one on another update on this Model A. So hopefully the next one, you'll see this thing in self-etch and probably see the chassis up here with the engine and trans and getting this thing all mocked up to a complete car. So hope you enjoyed this one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you in the next one with either a 55 update or more on this.